Okay, so I'm now recording. I'm hoping you can now see my screen. So you complete the square. What you always want is to get it into the format of something like x squared plus bx. So the coefficient of the x squared must be a positive 1. Okay, so that's the golden format. It doesn't really matter what the c is. This bit over here must be like that. So this is the first question, which says x squared plus 8x plus 6. Put it into the form of x plus a all squared plus b. What you need to do is you need to write down the x. You half b. In this case, it's the 8. So half of 8 is 4. You square it all. Now, because you've got this plus 4, what you're going to do is you're just going to square that, which gets you 16, and then you're going to put a minus. This bit here is always a minus, okay? And then because we've got that plus 6 as the c, that copies down, okay? So now all you need to do is just sort out this bit over here. I don't know why I'm writing in red. I don't really like red, but we'll finish this question in red. So I now just need to finish that off and say it's going to be x plus 4 all squared minus 10. Okay, that's literally it. Now, when you complete the square, you're doing it for a couple of reasons. One, you're wanting to try and solve to work out what x could be when you can't factorize. But also it helps you with drawing quadratics. It basically means that you can find the minimum point. Now, you may not be doing this at the moment, but this this quadratic here, x squared plus 8x plus 6, will look something like that. It will be a happy parabola, okay? And this point down here, you can actually work out the lowest point that it goes is actually going to be -4, -10, okay? The reason why you know that is because the minimum point, when it's in this format up here, is always the -a and the b. And the -a is going to be the x coordinate and the b is going to be the y coordinate. Now, what we have to do from there is look at question 2. So again, we're going to do exactly the same thing. I can see it's already in my perfect format of x squared plus bx, where the coefficient of the x squared is a positive 1. I'll do this in black now. So I'm going to write out an x. I'm then going to half the b, which is 12, and it's a positive 12, so it's now going to be positive 6, all squared. 6 squared is 36. We always subtract, and we bring down the -1. So therefore, that's going to now equal x plus 6, all squared, minus 37. Question 3. Now, it's exactly the same. It's just now using an identity here. So we just follow the same procedure. We write down the x. Okay, got the coefficient of x, which is x squared, which is positive 1. So we write down the x in the first bracket. Half of -6 is -3. We square it all, and we still put a minus here. Okay, 3 squared is 9. Bring down that -3. Therefore, we're left with x minus 3 all squared. -9 minus 3 gets me -12. So we're always just halving the coefficient of b, putting it into this side of the bracket over here, and then you just put the x there. Whatever the b squared is, you always minus it, and just bring down the c in this occasion is the -3. So now we need to solve it. So my answer from the original one was x minus 3 all squared minus 12. So x minus 3 all squared minus 12. Now this is the point where you get to solve it. Okay. Now again, you may not be on this point at this moment in time. You may just be completing the square. But when you're solving it, you do it just like you would do any other sort of equation. So I'm going to bring the 12 over to the other side. So I'm left with x minus 3 all squared now equals 12. And this is the key point. Whenever you square root something, you should always get two answers. It's a positive or a negative version of it. So if I was to just split my page up, so I'm going to use the positive over here, minus over here. So I get x minus 3 equals the positive square root of 12. And over here, x minus 3 equals the negative of root 12. And again, we can just solve. So x now equals root 12 minus 3, or x equals negative root 12 plus 3. Now this side could also be written as 3 minus root. Oh, yeah, 3 minus root 12. Oh, that's going to be a positive root 3, a positive 3 over there. That was a silly mistake of me. It says negative, bringing it over here. Subtracting 3 from, adding 3 to both sides, that would be a positive 3. That was a silly mistake of me. Hey ho. Now, I've skipped out question 4, just because it's pretty much all of the same thing. But if we have a look at question 5, this is actually a really nice question, because now you have to sort of do the inverse of it. So if you understand how to do question 3 and 5, you pretty much be able to do all of the questions at GCSE. Further maths is slightly different because you have to do one step further, which I won't explain now. But when you come up to it, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to do another video. So the question says, Georgina rewrites the expression x squared plus px plus q by completing the square. He, I would have thought Georgina was a girl's name, but anyways, he correctly obtains x minus 5 all squared plus 31. Work out the values of p and q. So to go the other way, what we need to do is we need to recognize that Georgina would have got, when they completed the square, x minus 5 all squared. Now, 5 squared gets us 25, and it's going to be obviously the minus of the 25 plus something, and this bit over here must be equal to positive 31. So essentially, we've got minus 25 plus c equals 31. Therefore, c is going to equal 56. Okay, so I've essentially got x minus 5 all squared minus 25 plus 56. Now, to go the other way, so that's going to be my c value going forward. Okay, because remember our quadratic equation, sorry, will be in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. But when we complete the square in all of our sort of occasions, that a is going to be 1. So now the inverse is going to be, I'm going to be doubling the negative 5, okay, which is going to be negative 10. I'm going to put the x there because that's now my b, and then I'm going to have a positive x squared. I still need to bring this c down here to get me positive 56. Now we can check it, because if I was to complete the square on this, I'm going to go x minus 5 all squared minus 5 squared gets me negative 25. And if I was to add 56 to that, if I'm now to solve or sort out this, simplify this, collect all the like terms, negative 25 plus 56 gets me positive 31. And because that's exactly the same as this bit here, I know that this line here is correct. So I hope that helps.